Welcome back to the Citizen Channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And today we've got a little special on our programme watches. Obviously, we have the away programme watches, we have the home programme watches, and very occasionally we get perhaps a semi-final or a final as well. So, yeah, we're going to have a look at this. The game wasn't great, guys, was it, in all fairness? But, yeah, we're going to have a look at the City versus Liverpool FA Cup semi-final programme. What can we say? Well, we'll have to have a look at the programme. Nice size, isn't it? It's not like the big, massive ones we get for the finals, which I quite like. But there you go, 68 pages, so not overly full. Obviously, with the binding, and you can sort of put it down a little bit without it being too much bother. But it's again hard to photograph things properly and stuff like that. We're trying to get images for this and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, 68 pages, 11 pages of promos and ads. So that's not bad, about 16% of the programme. So that's not too much. And the retro cover, yeah, I mean, that cover's up there now on the screen there. Yeah, I sort of like it. I just thought it could have been a better retro cover. I do like it. They did exactly the same. I posted on Twitter for the Palace-Chelsea game, of course, obviously with Chelsea and Palace colours. They didn't do Liverpool and City colours, of course. Although obviously it's debatable about the kit's very ambiguous as to what year that's supposed to be. I don't think either team's ever wore a kit like that as it's displayed on that image anyway. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I don't mind that retro feel. It seems very red seated though, that stadium, doesn't it? And it's a few blue in the other side, but perhaps the. Obviously, that's how they expected it to be. Probably was, actually, wasn't it? In all fairness to them, well done. Yeah, a flick through. It was, good-looking programme, nicely laid out. Nothing overly complicated. And it's good because the first part of the programme is basically just about City. And then you get bits and pieces. And you get the second little bit of the programme about Liverpool. Yeah, it's very clever. Very, very well done. Yeah. Would I prefer it mixed up a bit? No, it sort of works. I sort of skimmed through the Liverpool thing. We're not going to particularly talk about that. There's one feature I will mention, but I'm not really bothered about the Liverpool side of it. And I sort of read the City bits and the bits for both, and that was about it, really. It's not a massive read, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, so it's not too bad compared to some of the other programmes. We do start with a double page, sort of like stats on City. That was good. I like that. I like the layout. I like the stats on City and the FA Cup. Then it moves to Pep doing his usual talk of how things are, City's preparedness for this game, and of course how he used to tune in for FA Cup finals when he was a kid over in Spain there when he was a kid. There's profiles, just some on key players, not on all the players, which is unusual. You usually have a profile on all the players. So that was a bit quirky, if you like. There's some profiles. There's a profile on Pep and then a profile on some of the players, but not all of them, only half a dozen or so, which is unusual. Feature on Jack Grealish, and of course, he's fairly new to this sort of trying to win trophies, isn't he? Although he'll have to wait a little bit longer, won't he? And these are the sort of things he comments in the feature that he joined City for, to get these big games. A good feature actually on local lads who've played for City, for City in the FA Cup and starred, and obviously it goes back to people like Tommy Boo, who was a teenager when he first played for City, up to the likes of Cole Palmer, of course, who played in an earlier round games. A feature on Phil Foden, which is nice again, and is sort of. Again, he's as a kid watching the FA Cup and having the ability now to play for his team. His team is supporting the FA Cup as well. So that was a nice little touch. And there's a great Gary James piece on City, and of course about history basically, and how we got it basically, and how the FA Cup, we've got a rich FA Cup history, of course, since when we first won it. Even before we won it, it was still in it. Of course, we first won it in 1904. So there's a great Gary James piece. It's nice to see him in there. You know me and Gary James. I always sort of stick up for him, and any City programme, I always give him a good mention because he is a fantastic information if you like your history like I do. There's a road to Wembley, which features both clubs, explanatory, just a brief description of the result and what happened in the games. Young Guns is quite good. Yeah, it looks at all 4 semi-finalists and looks at some of the younger players who are featured, like McAtee, stuff like that, and other players for other teams, Liverpool, Palace and Chelsea, who have played in the lead up to the semi-finals. And there's a double, about 4 pages, I think it is, secrets of how to win an FA Cup final. I mean, what sort of things like avoid Chelsea, stuff like that in the semi-final, because obviously they've got an excellent record, but they could probably have play City. That's another way of getting to an FA Cup final, isn't it? But yeah, I guess Pep didn't read these little snippets of how to guarantee getting to an FA Cup final. It didn't sort of work on the day, did it? BBC commentator Steve Wilson, he just gives his views on the semi-final matchups against City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Crystal Palace. And masters of their craft just concentrates on Pep and Klopp and just talks about them and what they've got up to, etc. And then we move to the dedicated Liverpool section at the end, which is similar amount of pages to the dedicated City section. So no bias there, at least, not like there's red seats on the stadium. No bias there, but I wasn't really, as I said, I had a flick through and I found one interesting thing. Yeah, it was a good piece on James Milner, who would have, if he'd played, I don't think he came on, did he, guys? I can't remember. I'm fairly sure he didn't come on. He would have made his 5th, probably didn't, not on because he was sort of hanging on, weren't they, in a sort of weird way. He would have made his 50th FA Cup appearances. Of course, it shows the games he played, and obviously a lot of those games he featured playing for City as well. So that was interesting in the Liverpool bit. So that was worth a good read. But most of the other things was Terence, Trent Arnold, etc. Is that his name? I can't. Alexander Arnold, Trent Arnold. Where am I getting that from? Alexander TTA, or whatever he's called. Stuff like that, obviously. And I think there's some Steve McManaman, but I wouldn't have probably read that if he was talking about City, but he's not. He's talking about Liverpool, of course. And that's it, basically. The team lineups on the back page. So, yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. Say it's not too bulky to carry around with you, which can happen when you've got a big A4 Wembley final programme, of course, a League Cup final or FA Cup final programme. And so it's just nice to carry around. And, it's not a bad little programme. Quite interesting. I say it's certainly very interesting. I mean, I probably read more of that than I do when I read certainly City programmes and a lot of the away programmes who don't tend to have that much that I want to read. But this certainly did, as far as City was concerned. A lot of stuff I knew, of course, but it's just stuff to read. It is what it is, and it's a memory, isn't it? It's a memento. Not the greatest memento because we didn't win, but it's a memento of a time and a place and all part of our history, isn't it? And they say, as for the retro cover, yeah, okay, good attempt, Wembley. That was quite good attempt. So there we go. Overall, about a 5. So if you got one of these and you had a flick through, what were your thoughts? Let me know what you thought about it anyway. But I thought it was okay. I'm not going to mark it. I mean, I'm not going to, if it was an away programme, it would be up there because obviously there's loads of stuff on City, but it's not an away programme, is it? It's a neutral venue programme. So, but yeah, it would score reasonably high despite only 68 pages as opposed to 80 odd, which most of the programmes are this season, because there's a lot of good stuff on City in it. So enjoyed reading it. Anyway, guys, till we meet again, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.